Hey guys, my name's Casey Miller. I'm a physical therapist and registered dietitian at Physical Balance and Wellness Center in Rockville, Maryland. And today I wanted to talk to you about proper technique when squatting. So there's different types of squats. You have goblet squats, front squats, back squats. But today I want to talk to you going from the toe all the way up to what the head, neck positioning should be doing as you're squatting to keep your body safe and help reduce the risk of injury. Okay, so I want to talk about first what position your feet need to be. We want our feet to be in what's known as a subtalar neutral position. That means that in order to find this position, we'll take your feet and you want to roll them to the outside, roll them to the inside, and then you roll them to a position that is in the middle of full range of motion out and full range of motion in, okay? So once we're in that subtalar neutral position, then we want to kind of also talk about, we keep our feet shoulder length apart, right? So our shoulders are here. So for me, that's a little bit over a foot, okay? Some individuals have longer legs, so this position might be different, okay? So now we got our feet in a nice position. I'm actually going to take my shoes off here, because once you're in that subtalar, that neutral position, you'll be less into that pronated position, so the foot won't be going in, it won't be going all the way out. It's right in that middle position. So we're here, okay? Feet shoulder length apart, a little bit wider, all right? Then we want to make sure that our knees, okay, are over our second to third toe. Everyone's a little bit different, but for me, my positioning, I'm typically on that second toe, even though my first toe kind of bends in, okay? We're in this position here. The next thing that we should look at is, what is our hips doing? Are they leaning back? Are they leaning forward? Okay, we want to get them in more of a neutral position, so we go all the way forward, all the way back, and then from here, we're in this nice neutral position to start before we go into our squat, okay? So once we're in that nice position, we want our chest up, we want rib cage in a neutral position, so we don't want it arched back or leaning back, okay? We want our pelvis block to be over our shoulder block. So we don't want our shoulders shifted back, shifted forward. We have to get everything in a nice alignment before we start to make our descent down to the ground. We're in a good alignment here. Our feet are set. They're not rolled in, they're not rolled out, they're right in the middle, okay? Our knees are positioned over that second toe pretty much, and we're kind of in this V position here, right? So as we're going into the squat, we want to make sure that we're not punching our knees forward, that we're bringing our hips back and down, okay? And as we're doing that, our chest and our spine should stay in this neutral position. A lot of times what happens is when we go into a squat, we end up kind of rounding that back, right? Or we end up kind of arching or punching those feet forward. So spine doesn't move. The hips, knees, ankles, they're bending, they're moving, they're flexing, extended. Spine doesn't move. We go down into a squat, we pick up our tissue, we pick up, our shoe, whatever we're reaching for, and then we come back up. All right, so I'm going to show you from the front position in that nice, feet about shoulder length apart, and we're coming into that squat. Spine is not moving. I'm allowing the weight to go through my legs into the ground, and as that happens, that force comes and pushes me back up. I'm going to show you from the side. I'm keeping my spine in a neutral position. I'm bending my hips, I'm bending my knees, and I'm coming back up. From forward position, as I'm coming down, one thing I want to mention is making sure that the knees aren't coming in. We're keeping those knees over that second toe as we come down into the squat and back up. Making sure our core is nice and tight. Some things that we do see as someone is coming up from the squat is we get this shearing force, right? So we're not getting that full extension through the hip, we're getting extension through the lumbar. So that's one thing I want you to pay attention and watch for as you're coming up out of that squat. So we're going down to squat, spine doesn't move, and then we're coming here and not shearing forward, okay? So spine doesn't move, we're here, core tight, getting that extension by squeezing the glutes, not by pushing that lumbar and then slamming those hips forward, okay? So we're here and we're up. So this is a squat. If you have even back issues, a lot of times I do recommend finding a box, okay? Come here, Dakota. Finding a box, or this is an ottoman of where you can practice sitting to that box and then standing back up. Sitting to that box and standing back up, working on that good neutral spine. We're sitting and we're standing, okay? We're not bending over. We're not allowing those knees to drive forward. We bring those hips back here and we're coming back up. And as we come up, we're not having that shearing force, okay? So those are some cues and different things to watch out for, okay? So again, we're sitting here and we're coming back up. We're not shearing, coming down and up. So a squat is a great exercise that you can do, whether you're at the gym or in your home, you're working, even taking the time to do, 3 sets of 10, just some body weight squats just to get the legs moving. As far as sets and reps, that depends on what your goal is, whether you're working on getting your muscles bigger, you're working on strength, or you're working on power. Will change the sets and reps that you use. It also depends whether you're in season or out of season, pre-season, post-season as well. So sets and reps change for that. If you're looking to do squats and then add them into your exercise program, anywhere from 3 to 4 sets, doing 8 to 15 repetitions is a good place to start. So, and then even more specific to that, if you do 3 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions, body weight to a box or an ottoman, it's a good place to start when you're doing some squat training with your exercise program. But remember, okay, so let's talk about those cues again. You want your feet in a subtalar neutral position, so you don't want your feet, I'm gonna come back here, you don't want your feet in, you don't want them out, you want them right in the middle, okay? You want your knees over your second toe, all right? So it's kind of this V position. We don't want our chest rolling forward. We don't want our chest up either. We want it in neutral pelvis, chest block, good alignment here. And as we go down to the squat, we're pushing our hips back. We're keeping our core nice and tight. We're not arching your back. And we're coming up here, back into that neutral position, not shearing at the top. So we're not coming here. Okay, I see a lot of this at the gym, especially if we're doing a kettlebell swing, where we end up arching a little bit more in our low back. And we really need to control as we come to the top of getting that extension through the hips and not arching through the back, okay? So some good tips for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I had fun doing the video. Give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. Like I said, the big cues are your foot placement, your knee placement, what your hips are doing, low back, and making sure that chest and spine is aligned and doesn't move as you're going up and down. Also keeping your head in more of a neutral position. So sometimes you can find a spot on the floor, kind of staring at it. You don't want the head forward or overarched. Put a little bit more pressure in through the back. All right. Thanks so much, guys. Hope you enjoyed. And hopefully I'll see you soon for another video. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.